All right, everybody. It's that time of year again. Fusing up the fireworks show. So just got one fuse to light. And it's going to do this whole board here. It's going to go through and do this 25. Got a Saturn missile. Some more mortars. This one's some mortars and whistles. This one I really don't even know what it does. I couldn't find a video online of it, so that'll be interesting. Probably just some cheap bullshit. This is another 16 shot mortars that crackle. Display shell, got an Armageddon there. That's a cool little pattern that it's got there. It's like mortar, whistle, and then right back to a crackle, and then back to another mortar, whistle, crackle. I've got these two. They're a little tiny fountain at first, but they shoot off a couple flares, so that'd be kind of cool to go off while this Sumo's going off. That's all like coloring strobes pretty much, red, green, and gold. And then I've got some Pensacola waves. That's just some gold showering tails. A little Buckaroo and another Saturn here. They're both pretty much the same thing. They just shoot off some Saturn missiles. This one's got a little bit of crackle to it. Then back here I've got, these are flares that are going to go off, but these are going to go off here at the same time, which is just the same as this one, but it's a cool little pattern. But I'll have two going off at the same time. And then I've got this Battle Knight here. That's got 4 mortars, and then like I can't even tell you how many missiles in the middle, and then back to 4 mortars. But while it's in its little missile phase in the middle, I've got it coming over here. It's going to hit a display shell, and then it's going to come back, hit another display shell. It's going to hit this, I don't even know, something 16 shot mortars. Back out to some more missiles, more mortars. These are all colored. They're just like color pearls that are crackling. And then I come out and I got 2 more over here. They're going to go off at the same time. And then this is another Saturn missile pretty much. It's 24 shot, followed by a display shell, and then it heads in and it hits these 2 at the same time, and then out of that into this. But that fuse actually runs over this way and it hits this also. So right about the time that these 4 mortars shoot off, it's going to do this. And then just about the time that's done, this fuse is going to set off this warped, and then work its way back around to another Pensacola waves before it hits the Sumo back here. But that Sumo is going to go off the same time as this and this missile back here, and this time just right, so when that's done it should do this 8 shot back there. But then back out of here, it comes out and it hits this lunar landing, and then comes over and does this touch the sky, which is a pretty long one. That's a good 35 seconds right there. Just all mortars, different colors and stuff. And then it's going to come whip around back here, hit this crazy fruit, which these are salutes. These are just some consumer salutes. They're not very strong, but they're still nice to add to the show. But then it comes out and it hits this 9 shots ice, and this I forget what it's called, Holy Pal here. This one is mostly red bursts, and this one's mostly blue bursts, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time that fuse runs this way, it's going to hit this big Saturn Splendor here, come out, and it's going to do this Sky Blitz. This one here it's a bunch of mortars, but it's also got some whistles mixed in there, so that's kind of cool. This one here it's all whistling mortars, so everyone's going to whistle, and it's still going to explode when it gets up in the sky. It's going to come out of there, and this right here is going to go into my next board over there. But it also drops back and it does this super missile over here, so that's awesome. But then it's going to come out and it's going to go right into this Zebra Kick here. So this is a fan cake, so that's kind of cool. It's got some whistles in here too, so it's going to do, I think, 5 mortars, and then 1 mortar, 3 whistles, and another mortar on this side. And then it does the same thing, 5 mortars, and then it does the 2 mortars and 3 whistles. So that's kind of cool. It's going to hit another Saturn missile here, and then it's going to go out and hit my Strongman, Naughty Nebula. These are really nice. I should have got more of them. And it's going to come out and hit my Moon Martian here. And then it's going to come out of there, go back and do this Hell's Gate, and then hit another 25 shot or 24 shot Saturn missile here, along with a spacecraft, which is this 16 shot mortars here. This is a pretty nice one if you want to check that one out. And it's going to come out of there, go back over into here, and it's going to hit this little badass here first, and then hit this Super Mom before it drops back, does another little badass, then a DC, which these are huge mortars here. I don't know if you've ever seen these. These are great. They're one of my favorite cakes. Definitely worth checking out. But yeah, once it comes out of there and hits this Super Mom here, which this one is all orange. Every shot in here is orange, I think. If I'm not mistaken. It might be this one that's all orange. I don't really remember. But once it's done this, it hits another little badass. And then this DC is a mortar salute. Mortar salute. So this one should be pretty cool to see in real time. And then this over here, this jaw dropper, this is all mortars except for the last 3 or 4 shots. They're salutes. This one's really, really nice. But I have it going off at the same time as another little badass. So that's going to be awesome to see together. And then it comes out and it hits both of these together. So it's going to have mortar salute, mortar salute, mortar salute, while all these big mortars are going off, because this has got 9 that are bigger. So hitting those 2 at the same time, and then these 2 at the same time, that's going to be great. Then it's going to drop back out of there. I got one big central fuse here. It's going to set off 4 of these. I don't even know what to call these. I know they're fountains, but it just shoots a giant burst of sparks into the sky. So it's going to do 4 of those right off the bat when it starts, along with these whistling missiles. So that'll be cool. But it'll also do these here. This is it's a small fountain, but it also has some shots that go into the sky. But it's going to hit all 3 of these because they shoot real fast. These are the 3 Wise Monkeys cakes. They're pretty decent, but they're very quick. I wouldn't personally just buy them individually. They're such a fast cake, it's not even really worth it. But to add them to the finale here, that's kind of cool. So now I have an extra 36 shots going off real quick right at the end. So that's awesome. And then I also have 2 all salute 16 shots. These are really, really nice cakes. They're awesome. They're going to go off right at the same time at the end, along with these. These 2 are called Frostbite. They are by Shelton Fireworks, Black Avenger brand. These are great cakes too. That's going to shoot 5 shots off really fast that are all mortars, and then it's going to do 5 whistles, and then 5 mortars, 5 whistles, 5 mortars, and it'll do the same thing over here. So I got, I mean, a whole lot of stuff that's going to shoot off real fast on this board all at the same time. And I also have this blaze that's going to go off, just because I thought if this stuff kind of shoots off a little too fast with the colored stuff, and I'm just stuck with booms. I still got some more color going to come out from this one. That's a bunch more mortars that are all color. But I also have one more. This Bro Luigi has got to be one of the biggest salute cakes I've ever seen. This thing is great. It is awesome. Got to check it out. I still have to fuse this on later when I connect all the boards together. Come time to fire it all off. But I also have that I'm going to connect in there. I have a couple of these drone swarms. You just light one fuse and all 8 of these drones go off. So that would be kind of cool to add to the show. I've got 4 of these going in there, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see, I put a time on there. All my fireworks, I time them to see how long they actually last. So when I fuse them, I don't overlap and things like that unless I want them to. So this should be really nice. I also lucked out and I got a lot of these fountains. These are all fountains for like a show beforehand. I got a lot of this stuff for free. So it's actually kind of nice that I have some ground stuff this year. All this stuff is all fountains. So it's going to be pretty cool to see some ground stuff this year too. And just like these daisies that, like I said, it just shoots off a giant burst of crackling. I got a couple of them over here too, so that's cool. They'll go off with this ground show. But yeah, I'm excited, guys. Got the 4th coming. I've also got this mortar rack fused up over here, ready to go. I'm gonna connect that in. Just got some assorted display shells in there. Yeah, it should be pretty sweet. But I'm just gonna connect this fuse right into somewhere. I'll add it into the show somewhere. But let me know what you guys think.